Shalom and Shabbat Shalom, dear families and friends of TJC2. I'm Marty Waldman, going to host you here for just a moment as we look at a few scriptures from a very familiar passage to most of us. It's from chapter 11 of the book of Romans. I'd like to begin in verse 24. For if you were cut off from what is by nature a wild olive tree, and were grafted contrary to nature into a cultivated olive tree, how much more shall those who are the natural branches be grafted back into their own olive tree? Simply put, this is Rav Shaul, or the Apostle Paul, speaking to Gentile believers who have formed the church at the time and will continue to do so through history. And he says to them, don't be fooled, because if God took you Gentile believers in the church, we now call Christians, if God took you and plucked you off of, or cut you off of a wild olive tree, and then grafted you into a cultivated olive tree, how much more, or how much more likely, or how much more easily would God be able to take the natural branches that were cut off from God's cultivated olive tree, take the natural branches that were cut off and graft them back in, the scripture says, into their own olive tree. I'll say personally, into our own olive tree as a son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as a Jew, but as the son of Israel. So this indicates to us already that God has a plan that is greater than any of us can hope to accomplish, or some of us might not even want to accomplish. However, we are living in a day now that I believe is very prophetic in terms of this verse and in terms of what God is saying and Yeshua is saying through the Apostle Paul in Romans chapter 11. That is, one day, God will take those branches that were cut off of the natural branches, cut off of the cultivated wild olive tree, and graft us back into the tree. There are already wild olive branches living in the tree, but God will take us who are the sons of Jacob, sons of Israel. We will awaken by the Spirit of God. We will receive Yeshua as our Messiah and Redeemer. And we will be grafted back into our own olive tree, the cultivated olive tree, the tree of Israel. Not only the tree of Israel, but the tree that was of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the covenant God made with our fathers, the tree and the roots and branches that went through Moses and King David and all the prophets, the tree that came through Yeshua and is undergirded by him. He calls the cultivated olive tree. He goes on to say, for I do not want you, brothers and sisters, he's still speaking to the Gentile believers, I don't want you to be uninformed or ignorant of this mystery. Now, a mystery in the Brit Hadashah, the New Testament, is simply something that God has in his heart and his mind that hasn't been revealed yet. And so it's being revealed here by the Apostle Paul, who carried this mystery and was revealed to him by God. I don't want you to be uninformed of this mystery, something that was hidden before but is now revealed, lest you be wise in your own estimation, or else be conceited in your own eyes. So he's revealing a mystery that was hidden before but now being revealed, unless someone becomes conceited in their own eyes, or wise in their own estimation, that a partial hardening has taken place or has happened to Israel. A partial hardening, not a full hardening, a partial hardening. In that way, that means that some people of Israel were already believers in Yeshua. Some more would be coming to Yeshua. But certainly throughout history and certainly in the end times, which I believe we are living in now, that more and more Jewish people or sons and daughters of Israel will be coming to faith in Yeshua. A partial hardening has happened to Israel. And I love this next word, until. Until means that there's going to be a reversal. And I believe that we are living in the time of that reversal now. If sometimes you feel confused or sometimes things don't seem normal, it's not just because we went through a period of time with lockdowns, with the COVID calamity and all of that, but because we are living in a time of a reversal. And things are happening now, maybe that haven't happened before, or at least for thousands of years. So we know that a partial hardening has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in. So this is the time when we are living in this reversal. When this was written, it was the beginning of the Gentiles coming in, but he's writing a prophetic statement about the time when the fullness of the Gentiles will have come in. And so what happens at that point? And in this way, at that moment, all Israel will be redeemed. Just as it is written, the deliverer will come from Zion. He's Jewish. He will remove ungodliness from Jacob. That's us. And this is my covenant with them, God's covenant with us, with the Jewish people, with Israel. And this is my covenant with them when I take away their sins. So friends, I'm in Mexico right now and thankful to be here because where I live, normally in Dallas, Texas, it's below 0 in degrees right now and it's all icy. But here in Mexico, it's like springtime in Texas, beautiful weather. But I just sat today with an old friend of mine who was recounting to me some of the scriptures that he's learned and teaches now. He said, and he's the one who brought up to me, the scripture teaches that all of Israel will be saved. Well, that's exactly what what Rav Shaul was teaching, or the Apostle Paul was teaching here in Romans chapter 11. So I'm just going to stop there because I want us to realize that TJC2, or Toward Jerusalem Council 2, is involved in this very point of turning. And I believe God raised us up to help usher in this turning point, or help us through this turning point. So I want to also turn us in a direction right now because I want to advertise, if you will, a production company called Rabbit Trail Productions. And it is owned by a husband and wife team who attend and are members of our Messianic Synagogue in Dallas, Texas. And God put it on their heart to make a documentary about Toward Jerusalem Council 2, TJC2. And I've said this before on our email newsletters, but I want to reiterate it again because the first 3 episodes of this docudrama series they are now out. And we had the premiere a couple of weeks ago, but the first 3 episodes are now out, and I want you to watch them, and they're free. You can watch them for free, and I take it from me, I believe that you are going to really be touched by these first 3 episodes. Not just enjoy them, but you are really going to be touched by them. I've already received numerous emails in response to the episodes saying how convicted they became of God not only about the vision of TJC2, but about replacement theology, about the horrors that have taken place concerning Israel and the Jewish people through the last 2,000 years, etc., etc., and why God raised up this vision of TJC2. So I hope that you will take advantage of this opportunity to watch these first 3 episodes. The link is just below this video. And also, if your heart is moved to donate to TJC2, we want to make that opportunity available to you, and there's a donate button just underneath at the bottom of this email. So God bless you, Shabbat Shalom, and may the Lord cause you to have great peace and fill your heart with Yeshua's presence this Shabbat and this weekend. God bless you.